What would you do with an extra 280,000 euros in your business this year? Hire 10 new employees, open 3 new locations, build that product you've been dreaming about, or use the money to protect and build even more wealth? Well, one of our clients just freed up exactly that amount, not by increasing sales or cutting costs, but by making one strategic decision that takes most entrepreneurs less than 90 days to implement. And this isn't about moving some remote island or restructuring your entire business. It's about a perfectly legal opportunity in the heart of Europe. And once you see how simple this actually is, you'll wonder why you're still waiting so long to take action on it. Hi, I'm Arturo from Emifast, and our mission has always been simple: help entrepreneurs like you maximize income and minimize taxes with smart global strategies. And if you want to explore more or chat with us about your specific situation, that's possible. Check out our website at emifast.com. We're always happy to help, or link in the description for a free meeting with one of our experts. Look, I get it. When someone mentions Cyprus for business, you might think of those headlines about money laundering or sketchy offshore deals. But that is old news. The Cyprus of 2025 is completely different. It's a legitimate regulated EU jurisdiction that's built one of the most attractive business environments on the planet. The European Union isn't exactly known for being tax-friendly, right? Most EU countries are competing to see who can tax businesses into oblivion, but Cyprus took a completely different approach. They said, what if we actually make it attractive for businesses to really operate here? And the results speak for themselves now. Cyprus has become the go-to jurisdiction for international businesses, with over 200,000 companies registered there. And that is more companies than some entire countries even have. But here's what makes Cyprus truly special, and that is not just about the low taxes. It's about the entire ecosystem they've built around supporting international businesses. So the corporate tax rate in Cyprus is 12.5%. Now, that's already lower than most countries, but that's just a starting point. Through perfectly legal structures and incentives, many businesses end up paying an effective rate of just 2.5 to 5%. So how is this possible? Cyprus has what they call the IP box regime. If your business generates income from intellectual property, think software, patterns, trademarks, even certain types of digital assets, that income gets taxed at just 2.5%. And before you think, well, my business doesn't have IP, think again, because almost every modern business has some form of intellectual property. For example, your brand, your processes, your customer database, your software systems. They can all qualify under the right structure. The right structure. But it gets even better, and that is that Cyprus has an extensive network of double tax treaties with over 65 countries. But what does that mean for you? It means that you can often eliminate withholding taxes on dividends, royalties, and interest payments between Cyprus and your home country. So let me give you a real example to make sure that you really understand this. We had a client running a software company in Germany. They were paying about 30% corporate tax plus trade tax. So their effective tax rate was pushing around 33%. By restructuring through Cyprus, they brought their effective tax rate down to 5%. On €1 million in profit, that's a difference of 280,000 euros per year. That's enough to hire 5 additional developers for opening a new office. Now, Cyprus isn't just about corporations. They have this thing that calls non-domiciled resident status. It's absolutely incredibly for high-earning individuals. And if you become a tax resident of Cyprus but maintain non-domiciled status, you pay 0 tax on dividends, interest, and rental income from abroad. 0. And you can maintain the status for up to 17 years. So that is very long. You can build within those years. So think about what that means for you. If you're an entrepreneur, for example, who builds up a portfolio of investment, rental properties, or dividend-paying stocks, you could potentially eliminate all taxes on that passive income just by spending 60 days per year in Cyprus. And those 60 days, you're spending them in a beautiful Mediterranean country with 340 days of sunshine per year. Some of the best beaches, by the way, in Europe, and a cost of living that is about 30% lower than most Western European countries. Now, let's talk about something most people don't know, and that is that Cyprus is becoming a major hub for cryptocurrency businesses. Very interesting. They were one of the first EU countries to create clear regulations for crypto companies, and the less tax treatment is incredibly favorable because cryptocurrency as trading profits, if structured correctly, can be completely tax-free in Cyprus. So, capital gain tax for crypto investments, also potentially tax-free. Compare that to places like Germany, where crypto gains can be taxed up to 45%, and you can literally see why many crypto entrepreneurs are now looking for Cyprus. We have them the whole day on the phone here. So we recently helped a blockchain startup relocate from Amsterdam to Cyprus. In the Netherlands, they were looking at 25% corporate tax rate plus additional taxes on their token distributions. And in Cyprus, their effective rate dropped to under 5%, and their token economics became much more favorable now. The EU passport is huge because Cyprus is an EU member state. A Cyprus company can operate freely throughout the entire European Union. You get access to the single market, freedom of movement for services, and all the protection of EU law. So this isn't like setting up in some random offshore jurisdiction where your business might face restriction or skepticism. Cyprus companies are treated exactly the same as companies from Germany or France or any other EU member state. And for e-commerce businesses, this is a game changer because you can serve customers throughout Europe from your Cyprus base without any additional licenses or complications. And with the tax savings, you can reinvest those profits into growing businesses instead of handing them over to the beautiful government with all those nice taxes. So let's address the elephant in the room: compliance and substance requirements, because Cyprus isn't a paper company jurisdiction anymore. If you want to benefit from these tax advantages, you need to show real substance. Real. And what does that mean? Your company needs to have real economic activity in Cyprus. And this could mean having employees there, for example, maintaining offices, or conducting genuine business operations. And the good news is that the substance requirements are reasonable and achievable for most businesses. You don't need to relocate your entire operation to Cyprus. Many of our clients maintain their operational headquarters where they are, but structure their intellectual property or holding company activities to Cyprus. And it's about finding the right balance between tax efficiency and operational needs. But again, use a tax advisor, obviously, that really helps you with these complex structures. And the professional services sector in Cyprus is world-class. They have some of the best tax advisors, lawyers, and many accountants in Europe. Many of them were trained in London or other major financial centers before setting up practices in Cyprus. So you're setting literally top-tier expertise at a fraction of the cost you pay in places like London or Zurich. And banking in Cyprus has completely transformed over the past few years. The major banks have strengthened their compliance and risk management, and they are actively welcoming international businesses. Opening a business account is quite straightforward if you have proper documentation and can demonstrate legitimate business activity. And unlike some jurisdictions where banking can take months, we typically get our client Cyprus bank's account opened within around 2 weeks. The banks understand international business and have systems in place that handle multi-currency operations smoothly. Now, Cyprus isn't right for everybody right now. If your business is purely local and serves only customers in your home country, for example, the complexity might not be worth it now. But if you are doing any kind of international business, selling digital products, or building a scalable company, Cyprus deserves serious consideration now. The setup process is also more complex than just registering a simple company in, for example, the Netherlands. You need proper legal and tax advice to structure everything correctly. But when done right, the ongoing compliance burden is actually quite manageable. We've seen so many entrepreneurs try to handle Cyprus structures themselves and end up with setups that unfortunately don't deliver the tax benefits they were expecting. So the initial legal and tax advice, you need to see it really as an investment, not an expense. And Cyprus also, by the way, offers an incredible quality of life if you decide to spend time there, for example. The weather is fantastic, the people are friendly, and the business community is surprisingly vibrant. Limassol, in particular, has become a real hub for international businesses with excellent restaurants, cultural events, and networking opportunities. Also, the cost of living is reasonable too. A nice apartment in Limassol might cost 1,500 to 2,500 euros per month, compared to 4,000 euros for something similar in London, Amsterdam, or Geneva. Your money goes much further, which is especially important if you are bootstrapping a business. For families, Cyprus offers excellent international schools and also healthcare. Many of our clients who initially moved just for tax reasons end up staying because they were genuinely in love with the whole lifestyle and the whole Cyprus package. But here's something very crucial and very essential as well. Cyprus is part of the OECD's Base Erosion and Profit Shifting, BEPS, framework. And this means they are committed to international tax transparency and anti-avoidance measures. So what does this mean for you right now? It means that everything needs to be legitimate and properly structured. The days of artificial structures designed purely for tax avoidance are really over now. But legitimate business structures to take advantage of Cyprus' competitive tax environments, those are not only legal, but actively encouraged. And this actually makes Cyprus stronger as a jurisdiction. And when you structure your business there, well, and you know what you're doing it the right way, you know that it's going to be worth it. And with full transparency and compliance with international standards, obviously. So don't forget that, important one. Looking ahead, Cyprus is only getting more attractive. They are investing heavily in digital infrastructure. They have streamlined their whole bureaucracy. And they are actively courting international businesses across multiple sectors now. So they've also introduced new incentives for specific industries like shipping, aircraft leasing, and digital services. And if your business operates in any of these sectors, the tax benefits can be even more substantial. The European Commission has also validated Cyprus tax measures, confirming that they comply with EU state aid rules. And this gives you confidence that the benefits that you're accessing today will still be available tomorrow. So what should you do with all this information that I've told you right now? Well, if you're running an international business generating IP income or planning to scale beyond your current market, Cyprus deserves to be on your radar. The key is getting proper advice up front. Cyprus structures need to be designed correctly from day one. So you can't just copy what worked for somebody else. Every business situation is different. At Emifast, we have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs evaluate whether Cyprus makes sense for their specific situation. Sometimes it's a perfect fit, but sometimes other jurisdictions work better. But the important thing is making an informed decision based on your actual business model and goals, of course. So Cyprus represents something unique in the European tax landscape, a jurisdiction that's genuinely business friendly while maintaining full legitimacy and compliance with international standards. And for the right businesses, it can be transformational. I've seen it enough already within our clientele. So, are you curious about whether Cyprus could work for your business? What is your current tax situation? And what challenges are you facing with your business structure? Well, drop a comment below, let me know. And if you found this breakdown valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more insights on global tax strategies. And if you want to explore whether Cyprus or another jurisdiction might benefit for your specific situation, check out our website at emifast.com or click on the link in the description for a free consultation with one of our experts. Guys, thank you for watching again, and remember, the smartest entrepreneurs don't just build great businesses, they structure them intelligently from the start. See you in the next video.